Charles has paused his cancer treatment to undertake this grueling journey across the other side of the world to the beautiful country that is Australia. But not everybody is happy with this, well, forthcoming visit. As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you today, and as ever, thank you for taking the time out to join me, and welcome one and all to people who are watching in Australia. I know many of you, all thanks to the comments below, are very excited about the very first visit of Charles, this time of course as king. Now we know that Queen Elizabeth was incredibly popular throughout her reign and made many visits over to Australia, speaking very warmly of the country. Now of course over here we love Australia because we're very envious of your weather, and of course, as I've said before, I think your wonderful lifestyle and the friends that I've got that are Australian, you've got the right level of life, you know. I kind of think you kind of got the balance, you know, the work-life balance thing just spot on. A late friend of mine, the radio broadcaster John O'Coleman, who I just absolutely adored and worked with him for many years, he basically said, you know, this is what we do. And I thought, this sounds good. And he always had like this fabulous sort of outlook on life, you know, just very chilled, very laid back. You can understand why the country's so popular. But seemingly though, a lot of people over in Australia, particularly the government officials, have, well, decided they don't want to meet His Majesty the King. This is, in my opinion, 100% deplorable, simply because it just shows the lack of manners. Whether you like what he stands for or not, the fact that at that particular age is making that grueling journey over there, at least you could give the person the courtesy of your time, really. I mean, it's historical, whichever way you want to look at it. But according to very well-placed sources, you see, while the King and Queen Camilla, are gearing up for that trip, apparently insiders believe they've missed another trick. Let me explain. You see, over here right now, one might suggest, of course, with this brand new slimmed down monarchy, that people are very concerned with the lack of power that we have behind it. Of course, when all of this first came together, 2018, 2019, people really did look towards now the errant Harry and Meghan as the sort of propping up the board, as it were. They were going to be the new blood that carried everything through. Very quickly, all that fell apart, and it all fell apart on the shoulders, of course, of the then Prince Charles, Prince William and Catherine. But as the Queen was still with us, she undertook all the duties that she could at her very advanced age. Now though, insiders are basically saying that they could have done something a little bit differently, and I'd love to know your opinion on this. Because apparently over in Australia, one of the most popular royals, and you know who this is, and I simply adore her, is none other than the Princess Royal, Her Royal Highness Princess Anne. And this really would make perfect sense. She is incredibly popular, always voted one of the most hardest working royals ever, and you know, simply just gets on with the job. That's why I think she's particularly loved. But also she's got this no nonsense attitude, and really a lot of people feel embodies what the monarchy's truly about. However, I've been told that the reason why Princess Anne may have, you know, been up for the offer, she wouldn't want to steal her elder brother's limelight. You know, she's not into that. It's not one-upmanship. She's there simply for the monarchy and to support him. However, courtiers believe that this could have been the ace in the hole to twist a lot of things and send it round in a different perspective. Lots more people would have wanted to meet the Princess Royal. Now, it's all about what Her late Majesty said, didn't she? You know, she wasn't keen on the idea of a slimmed down monarchy, and you know, sage advice again from a very wise woman. She knew that in numbers they could be incredibly powerful. Slim it down and look where we are now. Has Charles and Camilla actually made something of a mistake by not suggesting maybe even the Princess Royal came along for part of the trip? Either way, I'd love to know, particularly in Australia, what you think to this breaking story. And more importantly, for the rest of us, what do you truly think? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.